Now, hello everyone. Welcome to the Lavalais and Ella Live Show. I'm your host, Lavalais. My co-host Ella will not be in the house with me this afternoon. She became a little ill today, so we're going to wish her well. It's great to see William in the house. Good evening, William. Good evening to you, and good evening to you, Fern. I see you back in Torrance now, so I can follow you from Vista to Torrance to New York to wherever you jump off in the world at. Uh, Egypt, Africa, England, Paris. So you go head on. Um, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about since we're talking about going around the world and doing your thing. I forgot all about my passport during COVID years, and so the other day I was thinking, or I had been thinking about going out of the country to do some business in India with the people that I do that make the bone for me for my products. And I was considering making that trip. And I was trying to arrange that trip, and I looked at my passport, and my passport has expired. and so I can't just jump off and go when I want to go. I got to wait now to wait until my passport is okay, and they say there's a long wait, anywhere from 5 to 9 weeks just to wait to get your passport. So they're kind of throwing a damper into my plans for me going to New Delhi. So that was one of the things that I was gonna had on my mind was that. So I want to make sure that if you are out there, make sure your passport is up to date in case you just may want to leave and go somewhere. Thank you, Fern, for liking the hat. It is a little bit unusual. It's a big wide brim, and you can see the colors are pretty much match my shirt. And so the shirt is by Kathy, and the hat guy was next to me in at Capitol Jazz, and he had this hat, and I saw this hat, and I bought this hat from him. But it has some hand paintings on it and some other things. The only thing I didn't like about it was it has 3 little matchsticks on it. I don't know what you'd put matchsticks on the hat for. I guess if you were a smoker, you might want to. It might be a nice little thing. But I kind of look at it as my Clint Eastwood type thing, when I can do the good, the bad, and the ugly. so that's, let me punch it up a little bit so you can see my face. If I tilt it down too far, you won't even be seeing me. So, okay. So that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the passports. Make sure your passport is in order. Make sure you got all that together just in case you might want to go somewhere. You never know when you want to go somewhere, and you don't want to have to wait around to have your passport sent to you or checked out and make sure that you're okay. So do that if you got the time. Make sure you check it and see that it doesn't expire. All right. All right. Don't wear it in the hot sun. I'm not going outside. And we have real heat down here, William. I know you guys have a little bit of heat, but you're in the 80s, and I think, and we're closer to the 100 mark down here. So, and thunderstorms all the time. So it's a little crazy. But yeah, I'm not. It's not going to be for for the shade, I don't think, because I think I'd be sweating up under it. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Uh, I did buy it for the summertime, so we'll see. Okay. Um, so the next thing that happened to me this week that was a little bit unusual was, and I'm sharing some of these things with you. I have some work that I am going to show pretty soon. You know, I did make a couple of new things for the show this week that I do have that I'm going to show in a minute. But one of the other things, yeah, I will be taking the matches off. You got that right. I'm good, but I'm gonna have to replace it with something because it has, as you can see there, you see them, and they'll come off, but I'll replace them with something that's a little bit more common to me. Um, but one of the other things that happened to me this week that was a little bit unusual was that I was fixing my dinner and I was going to have cabbage. I was going to have cabbage and shrimp, and so here I am making the cabbage and the shrimp. And, you know, I started putting in my spices and doing all that stuff. And I go into my pantry and I bring out the nutritional yeast and I pour the nutritional yeast into my pot where I'm stirring the cabbage. And, and I saw something move. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So then I opened up the jar of the nutritional yeast, and there were nothing but weevils in the nutritional yeast. And I mean, I guess it's about the heat that they lay the eggs, and the eggs hatch in the heat. But I mean, the eggs, and you know, and it's been bothering me a little bit because it's like, well, yeah, but you eat these things all the time, and I couldn't see myself eating them in my cabbage, you know. But basically, wow, when I guess buy flour, eat something made out of flour or whatever, you know, ain't no telling what 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 weevil is in that you know, wheat product. So and I guess we've been doing it forever, and it's not something that we just, you know, get accustomed to in our head that we may be eating something that. And it's so strange to me because if I buy flour and I have the flour and the flour looks good, and then I go back into my pantry sometime later on and there's a bug in my or an infestation of bugs, because it's usually not just one that you see. You usually see uh, a whole lot of them. Yeah, you're right. I started reading up on it, William, and so now the suggestion is that you freeze your wheat products and flour. I guess keep them in the refrigerator, but if you freeze them, it kills whatever's in the flour or wheat product, you know, because it could be anything. And I didn't know the nutritional yeast. I wasn't expecting it to be that, but I'm telling you, when there's when there's an infestation of those things, you really need to. Then you got to clean everything up. So now I got to go into my pantry and clean my pantry out real good. So that was my other thing that I had to share with you. Um, so I hope those weren't too boring of a story, but it's kind of so now I'm with the passport and the bugs. Okay, so I'm going to go head on and I'm going to show you some of my work that I did get a chance to do something new and try something a little different that I hadn't really done before. So I made a piece this week, and here I'm going to show it now. Zeke, right? This would be BAM number one. Okay. Wow, I should have made it a little bit bigger. I forget we're looking sometimes on telephones and TVs, but this is a double band ring, and it's a size 9. It has a very beautiful piece of amber on it. Um, uh, it's all sterling silver. It's all sterling silver, uh, and so it's. I'm sorry, it's $865 for this piece. All right. And again, it is a, here I'm going to show it, I guess, right? You can bring me up there. So, yeah, you can see it has, it's a 2-finger ring. And it's a beautiful piece of amber. It has some nice lines in the amber, beautiful color amber. It's a size 9. It could be a 9.5 or maybe even a 10. But I'd like to keep it pretty much the way that it is right now. It's the first one. I've been making these big rings. I don't know if you've seen the last couple of shows that I've done, but I've made a couple of really large rings, and I really like making them because some of them I have to cut the stones, like in finding the stone to that big of a piece of amber. It's a little bit unusual. So, but I wanted to attempt the double ring. Okay. It's a one of a kind piece, William, with this piece of amber. I could do a double ring, maybe in some other, maybe even another amber, if you wanted a bigger size than, like I said, because this one is a size 9, and I could probably make it a 9.5, maybe even a 10. I'm not really sure, but that would be the extent of where I would want to bring this ring up to. But I have some other concepts in mind that I'm going to try. I'm going to try and doing a Dinker symbol with the double ring. I just haven't been able to put it together yet. But that's, like I said, this was the first double ring that I was able to do or had even thought about doing. Okay. So, and again, I said it was $160 for this particular ring. All right. Now, BAM number 2. Here is another piece of that amber that I made into a pendant. So you would have the pendant and the ring. Let me see. Can you see me that? Show me that. See. Bring me up. Yeah. See. So you have, you have a pendant and you have that ring. Sort of a combination thing that would really show off really well. You can see, I see my amber ring up there on the front. So I know I've been having this for many, 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 many years. This is the first actual ring that I ever made, was that one that I'm still wearing now. But the piece is 80, the ring is 160. If you wanted both pieces, I would make you a deal on both of those pieces if you're interested in those pieces. Okay. And again, it's a double ring, size 9. All right. So, BAM number 3. My pictures are a little distorted. I don't know why. I'm going to have to check that. Maybe next time I'll bring them up before I show them. Because this is another pendant that's made out of amber. And it has the Nigerian Queen Ida face carved into the amber. It's and you can actually see through it. It's I cut the back out so that you would get the light from the back, so that you can see the face that's carved into the front of the amber. So I've had this piece for a while. So I think I had it priced like $250, and I think I'd sell it for $200 because it's carved amber, and it has the Nigerian queen's face carved into it. All right. So this is item number 3, and it's $200. Is the chain available for the necklace? Of course, William. Of course. Recently, I discovered where I could get the chain, so I've been getting different chains and big rope chains for some of my pieces, because I think it sort of completes the piece sometimes. If you just make the pendant, then you can't really wear it until you get the chain. So I usually try and lately I've been trying to provide some different chains, lengths and sizes and thicknesses. All right. The length of the chain on the pendant, it's nice. It's got nice size. I would say it's 22, 23 inches on the length on that. Maybe even 24 inches long. Yeah, it looks like about 12 inches on each side. So it's about 24 inches. So, all right. Okay, BAM. I think I'm at number 4. Am I correct? Yeah. I think last week I was able to show my piano keyboard. And so this week I thought it would be nice if I showed my guitar. It's made of, this one is made out of bone and ebony. And it's my guitar pendant, for summertime jazz fests and so forth, going out. Nice piece. It's $250 for this particular piece. And you can have heavy chains with it. I'll have heavy chain or thin chain. Heavy chains are like $100. And thinner chains are like anywhere from $50 to $75. All right. So that's BAM number 4. Thank you so much, William. I see there's quite a few people here, so I know nobody's saying anything. I'm gonna say hello to my friend Cynthia. I see I have Michigan in the house. I have Detroit in the house, and I know you're getting ready for that festival. Are you going out, Cynthia? I've heard mixed reviews about it from different people. Oh, and Eleanor, she's in Detroit. Great. So I have 2 people in Detroit. And Dallas is in the house. Great. Haven't seen you in a while either. You and your mom, wishing you well. All right. And this is great. All right. It's great to have you guys in the house. I'm sorry I'm gonna miss the festival in Detroit this summer. Maybe next summer I'll plan to go. I know it'll be in July. I know it'll be in July next year, and I won't be doing Essence. I think Essence was a flop this year for a lot of the people that have. I know a lot of people that there were only 2 artists in the whole Essence Festival, and I heard it wasn't very well attended. So, I think next year I will be planning on going to Detroit because I haven't been there in a couple of years. So no matter what the situation is, I'll probably plan on going there in July next year. So I look forward to it. I always look forward to going to Detroit. I have family in Detroit. I love I love going up there. I was, very comfortable in Detroit. So, BAM number 5 here. This is an ear spear. Cynthia, it's a bamboo ear spear. It's turquoise in color, and it's $45. It's made of bamboo. It's a pretty nice little combination. Wrong end, which is sometimes can happen with my ear spears. People will put the thing in the wrong end and say, "Oh, it doesn't go in." Well, you have to use the other side, and it will go. But this is really nice and wide. You can make it turn, you know. And actually, all of these they turn away from your face, so you don't have to be scared of the fact that it's kind of big, you know. Uh, and then again, like I said, big is okay with me. I don't mind big. I like showing off, and people that are big show off anyway, so they can't help themselves. All right, BAM number 5. I'm going to get myself in trouble talking about anybody. So that's BAM number 5, the ear spear. It's $45. It's not on the website. It's a one of a kind in that particular. Right now, what I have is what I have. I will be making some pretty soon. I'm going to get going on. I've finally taken care of most of the orders that I had over this past couple of shows that I did. I did 4 shows straight, and that was really kind of consuming. But also, people ask you for things, you have to do things. So I've done that, and now I'll get to start doing some work. Okay, but I am enjoying myself by not. This was the first 4th of July weekend that I've had outside of COVID. And nobody was enjoying those 2 years. So, but every other 4th of July weekend, I've been doing a show ever since I became a jeweler. Even before I wasn't a jeweler, when I back in the day when I was a photographer, one of the events that I would cover would always be the NEA, National Education Association convention. Is always 4th of July weekend, and I would always be a photographer at that event. So it's a long time ago since I saw 4th of July weekend. BAM number 5 it's probably let's say 4 inches. Yeah, I would have to say at least. I would have to say at least 4 inches. From this point to this point is probably 4 inches. Okay, and if you want something smaller, or let me know. But like I said, it does curve away from your. It does curve away from your face, but. But it is available. And if you want one made that's shorter, smaller, just let me know. I make all my jewelry. And so if you see something you like on my website, which is bamboozlejewelry.com, www. Bamboozle Jewelry or Black Artist Marketplace, or you can email me, bamboozle at AOL, or Instagram, Facebook, Bamboozle by Lavalais, and I'll respond to you. And if you're interested in any of my things that you see, believe me, most of the times I can actually make something very close to what I actually have done before. But usually my pieces are one of a kind pieces, because you can't just go find another piece of bamboo that's the same as the piece of bamboo that you just used to do this with. Or the same with the stones. The stones, every stone, yeah, you can go get a piece of turquoise, but this turquoise doesn't look like that turquoise. So, or So this amber doesn't look like that amber. So, but it's all this, it's all relevant and it's all beautiful, which is what I love about it. So thank you, Eleanor. I look forward to your messaging me about the ear spear, and I think you will enjoy it. If you've worn my ear spears, this is one that I really find I'm really happy about for a number of reasons. Um, uh, I enjoy the things that I make with the bamboo. And sometimes I get away from making the things with bamboo because I enjoy making things. So, and I'll make them out of I'll make them out of brass. I'll make them out of copper. I'll make them out of bone. I'll make them out of silver. I'll make them. I make gold plated. I don't do gold because it's a little heavy and so. But anyway, and I can do metals and you know. So, but the bamboo, it's the only natural thing. It's like the product that I like the most. So when I'm able to do something with it that's a little bit unusual because I don't think anybody's ever done it before. And I usually feel like I'm the first one to have discovered this particular use or cut this bamboo this particular way to make that. Like the bamboo that I make with the copper earrings, or now I'm putting bamboo and sterling silver together in rings and stuff, and I'm going to do cufflinks and earrings, that are going to be with bamboo and sterling silver, because I mean that's my material of choice. That's what I like working with. So I'm going to have to thrive a little bit more in that particular area because that's what I really like doing. And I get carried away by doing, the sterling silver and amber, because I really like doing that too. It's fun. Um, there are a lot of jewelers who can do things like this, but none of them can do the bamboo that I do. So that's that's why I'm a little bit more. We'll try to do more bamboo products. Okay, I had one more ear spear that I didn't show, and I think it's BAM number 6, right, Zeke? All right, we have BAM number 6, and this is also the bamboo. It's nothing but bamboo. Okay, and it's also about 4 inches. And I can make them smaller, because it depends on this is the cut of the bamboo, which is what I'm talking about. It's like fun to find something that you've been doing or new at what you do. So, and this is my newest concept with this bamboo. All right. So this is BAM number 6, and again, it's $45. All right. And again, I apologize for my graphics today. I see some things are a little slanted. That one that had the white thing and the black thing. I'm going to. I don't like showing things that are not right. I mean, take the time to do it right, right? All right. So I'm glad that you do like the long earrings, Eleanor. So, and if you're still out there with me, please give me a shout out again. And glad to know that everything's okay with you, Radiant, and your mom. I look forward to. Wow, I don't know when I do Dallas. I don't know when that's going to happen ever. I do want to do something in Dallas. I do have an unusual show that I will be doing this year that for the first time I got accepted to a show in Wichita, Kansas that's going to be in September. So I'm going to be going to Kansas into Wichita, and Wichita is like a little city that I've never I don't know anything about. So it should be pretty interesting. One time I did a show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So when I look forward to, doing shows in those kinds of cities. And so if you live somewhere there in the Midwest, then I look forward to being able to see you because I normally do East Coast, West Coast, and that's it. And New Orleans, right? Florida every now and then. All right. So I think I've come to pretty much the end of my show today. Um, I don't have, I want you to go to my website and take a look and peek at my website. Um, See if you see something that you like other than what I've shown today. I do have a number of items available on the website, hair items, earrings, necklaces, bracelets. Um, so if you're new to the show and you haven't um, checked me out before, seen my site, it's Bamboozle Jewelry, www.bamboozlejewelry.com. You can also check us out on blackartistmarketplace.com. All right. So uh, thank you guys very much for joining the show this afternoon. I hope Ella will be back with us next week. Um, and I'm sure she will be feeling better. And um, so I see quite a few of you are out there. So I want to say hello if you're new and haven't said hello before. So if you're new, give me a shout out. You can just, I think you can use voice things on your phones now. Right? You don't have to do all the typing. Uh, and with AI, we won't have to do very much of anything anymore. We'll just have to, say what you want to say, basically. And the thing is going to write it out for you, whichever way you want it written. So, all cool though. I like the idea of AI. I think AI is really cool. I think it's going to be a very big impact. I know there's some negative things involved with it, but when you're talking about curing cancer, of which I'm a victim, then I have to say, oh, I can get into that. It's not something that I don't think that I think is something we need. So, now I hope if somebody don't blow up the world with, their whole concepts of other things, but we're all going to be good. It all works out, right? It's called karma, right? All right, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead on and end the show for this afternoon, unless someone has something to shout out. And I don't see any shout outs. All right. So I'm going to say good night for everyone again. Good night to you. Enjoy your weekend. Hope you had a great 4th of July and enjoyed the fireworks if you got a chance. Yeah, I will next year though. Believe me, I will. I will come to Detroit. I hate not seeing you guys. That's that's the drawback. But I wasn't very happy with having a free show for 25, almost 30 years or something. I can't remember what show this is, but the show had been free for so many years, and then all of a sudden it's back in the worst location it could have been. I hated that location. So, and I loved being at the museum, and it was free to everyone. I loved all of that. So, but things change. That's the way it is, I guess. So, you have to change with the times. If that's what they're going to do, then, you know, I'm going to go along with the program, but it's just going to take me a minute to get used to it. But I'll plan on being in Detroit next year, rain or shine. Okay. So, good night to all of you again. And like I said, hope you enjoy your weekend. All right. It is coming up, and we'll see you next weekend. All right. Next Friday, Lavalais and Ella Live. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Thank you and good night.